appears when you need it. No tricks. Get covered now. Click the link in the description.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
Sweet.
What's up? What up? What up? Come on in. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. If you are in need of commercial insurance for your box truck, semi-truck, cargo van business, there's a link in the description below for Log Rock. Make sure you click that link in the description. Up for renewal. Need a cheaper insurance solution. This next go around, this next 12 months in business, looking for something that's a little bit more affordable for your business. Link in the description below for Log Rock. All right. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications.
Sweet.
How's everybody doing this afternoon? Man, I did not feel like doing this show today, man. Did not feel like doing it. That's why I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours late, because we've been doing it about noon every day. I woke up late. Just didn't feel like doing it. Some days you just don't want to talk. I was up late last night. I was in a Discord late. I left them in there. We was talking about a lot of stuff. Last night we was talking about hiring, moving, cargo vans, expediting. I think they were talking about expediting last night when I left. Cargo vans and shit like that, but I left. Yeah, really, I spent a lot of time in there last night to like really, really late. So I don't know, I was up kind of late, so I'm a little fatigued. Then it was like a conversation that was going on in there last night that, I don't know, bro. I didn't really get a chance to say nothing. I just got screamed at and yelled at. And every time I tried to say something, I couldn't tap in. But, I was in there last night for a while, so I kind of overslept. But come on in, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications. Let's see what we got. Shout out to CTR Logistics in the building.
Sweet.
Wrong button. Shout out to Pippy. Shout out to the moderators. What's up? What's up? Shout out to Slick Turbo in the building. Shout out to Dub G. What up? Slick Turbo said, I had to learn the hard way. Second time around will be worth the wait. Learning a lot from Big Martin MG again. Slick Turbo, you ain't out here no more? What happened? Thought you was out here still. What happened? You got to come up and talk about it, Kobe. Kobe, what up? What up? Shout out to, who is this? Skrilla Daz. Skrilla Daz became a member. Shout out to you. Appreciate it. Ben Bauer, I probably won't make the live, but I'll add this. I tried the industry and left. The only reason it didn't break me is because I had set up my life in a way that had zero debt. I had an emergency fund. The fund was 6 to 7 months of expenses between not having kids and low monthly overhead. I was in a position to pivot. When I realized that I was ignorant in the intricacies of the industry. Ben had another business when he came in, and he came in kind of green. I remember Ben, and he just transitioned out. Ben still watches the channel. Appreciate you, Ben, for still watching. He's in the wrong button. Hold on. I appreciate you for watching the channel. Shout out to Ben Uzi. Shout out to SD Walk. Shout out to all the MGM gang members, man. Shout out to Old School Fanatics. Yeah, Wayne killed that verse. Wayne killed that verse. Yeah. Said diamonds cover the watch face like a, what do you say, like a Sunni in the Muslim, something like that. Yeah, Wayne killed that verse. He definitely did. Shit, Benny cleaned up too on that though. Benny cleaned up. That's how I'm feeling today. I'm just feeling big dog. I woke up feeling big dog. So that's why we came with the big dog. But Benny did his thing on that too. But Wayne just went crazy on that thing. He did. Shout out to M. Jackson in the building. Shout out to Box Truck Dan. Shout out to Freeman Freight. What up? Shout out to Beats. Shout out to Chucky. Shout out to Greg. Make sure y'all go follow his channel. If you want that Amazon content, Amazon Relay content. Ah, man. All right, man. Let's get to it, man. I got a little lecture prepared for today, man. I'm starting to see the what do you call it? The New Year's resolution people are starting to comment like I said they would. We're gonna have the tax people, starting to pay attention to. So we got to get this entry level shit out the way because these are the people that's watching the content now. So to all my regulars, be patient with me. You know what I'm saying? Be patient with me. We got to get these new people the information that they need. All right. But before we go into just, the inner workings of the business, you got to determine if you can do this or not. A lot of people don't measure their risk. Me, I'm not the type of person to just go out here and do some goofy shit. I can't do it. I think we talked about it yesterday. I can't do it. I got my depending on what we doing, my risk tolerance, it may not I may not have a high risk tolerance depending on what the investment is, you dig? So I measure my risk tolerance because I don't want to lose shit. I don't want to be out here homeless and shit. It's just certain things I'm just not willing to do for certain things. You dig what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they'll go out here and make just a decision illogically, irrationally off of feelings and following trends and shit and put themselves in a bad situation. So I want to talk about, pretty much measuring risk, right? Understanding risk tolerance and, assessing risk when it comes to starting a box truck business. Don't matter what niche you in, moving, final mile OTR, just starting a business. But you could apply this to any business. You should measure your risk tolerance. A lot of people are, just, this whole market thing. When I watch other content creators say, man, the market ain't right. I've already debunked that, I think, last week as far as the best time to start. I think the first thing you should determine is if you can tolerate the risk. I prefer to start a business in a downturn in the market, right? It's going to give me the best opportunity, right? But you still have to measure your risk. The market doesn't destroy people. Misjudged risk is what destroys people. There's a term that you hear a lot of people say that come up on the channel, that have been coming up on the channel for years, especially when I used to do them call-in shows where I actually went through people's books and numbers with them. I think the last person I did like that maybe was 2 years ago, and that was Big Zoe. Like Big Zoe was on the stream, on the call show. I think that conversation lasted 4 hours. I just don't have the capacity to sit and talk to people individually on a stream and go through all their numbers because people aren't transparent when they first call up, and I have to dissect them and break them down to get the truth. And every hour more truth comes out. That's why I just stopped doing it. If people would just be transparent initially when they call in and just be honest, then I probably would continue to do it. But it's just, man, people call in and they withhold information. We had a conversation with a guy in the Discord the other day, about 3 days ago. And he's a good guy. He watches the channel. I give him a pass on certain things because, he's and people get mad, man. And it's just the truth, man. Listen, Big Mark gonna always kick it with you. You got to accept it. A lot of people we come from different walks of life. And it was a guy in the Discord the other day, and he he gave me some information in the Discord chat room about 4 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. He talked about a contract that paid 10 grand a week, not far from here, and he withheld some information from me because if he would have gave me the full scope of the information just by watching me and having conversations with me in the past, he assumed that I would just immediately shut it down, and the information that he was seeking, we wouldn't have got to that part of the conversation because I wouldn't have entertained it. So he withheld information from me so that we can continue to have the conversation to get certain information from me. And he slipped up and the other day when we were in the Discord and said this was a contract, but it was in a different state than when he operates. And I was like, you didn't tell me that when we had the conversation, earlier this month. He said, yeah, I know, because if I needed to get the information out of you. And I was in the gym at the time. So I wasn't in a state or a place or a setting where I could be like, wait a minute, hold on, because I know right there I would have J'd down. And I'm lifting weights. I'm doing, an incline bench press. So I'm not like, I'm lifting weights while I got my ear pods in. But Rich just jumped in and was like, wait a minute, hold on, you in here and you getting information that's kind of like deceitful, you're not being transparent, you withholding information. How can someone properly provide you with the full information you need if you withholding information? That's bogus. This man working out. You see, that's why I appreciate my community, because they'll jump in and hold somebody accountable. And we had to spend time with Buddy, you know what I'm saying, to get him to understand how that shit was bodine. He's not from where we're from. We stand on certain principles. We stand on certain morals. We stand on certain levels of integrity. And if I'm spending my time and you want advice, I need all the information so that I can, you can't withhold information purposely to get certain things out of me. That's bogus. It's done deliberately. And he just really didn't understand what he did wrong. And we had to spend the time to explain it to him. He's from another country. And, we don't operate like that. I mean, he got it. But I wasn't the one who jumped down on him. Somebody else did. So going back to what I was saying earlier, like when Zoe came up and other people come up, you try to withhold information because you got some bogus shit going on within your shit. And if you tell me that shit, I'm going to be like, yo, this the reason why you in this situation. All right. And a lot of people, they purposely ignore certain things and give themselves reasons to justify why certain things are a good idea. What he was doing in the Discord, he didn't want to hear the truth. He just wanted to hear what he wanted to hear to justify helping him make the decision. Because if he would have told me the full truth, yeah, the likelihood of me saying, nah, that ain't a good idea, would have deterred him. But you don't want to hear that. A lot of people that come into this business, they know they really can't afford to do it, both from a personal side and from the business side. A lot of it is because they undercapitalized. So this ain't finna really be about hype. I really don't care about the extra shit. It's just gonna be straightforward about measuring your risk tolerance. MW Lou, for those that's been watching, his whole thing with me when our back and forth was two people around the same age and decision making, choices and decisions. He's upset because he's at a certain point in life and he's struggling, and he's looking at a person who's a little bit younger than him that has gone past him, and he's crediting it to a person's start, right? At the end of the day, life is about choices and decisions. Me personally, I start from humble beginnings, start from the bottom, work my way up. It's not my fault, and this is something that people got to think about, and they get, in their feelings or whatever about it. Like, when you got responsibilities and costs at home, it can and it will affect your business. One of the main things people say when they call up on these call-in shows, when I'm chasing down the money to figure out why they fucked up financially from a business perspective, it always lead back to the same thing. Well, Mark, I got to take care of home. The business don't care about your home. It don't. I say it all the time. Mark, I got to take care of home. I don't know shit. The business doesn't care about your home. This is part of the risk assessment that you should have did prior to coming into business. You should have measured your risk tolerance. A lot of people fail because they didn't measure their risk. They didn't do a risk assessment. You could easily maneuver around and increase your risk tolerance by starting from humble beginnings, but most people don't want to start from the bottom. For whatever reason, I don't know. Everybody's impatient. They want to start at the top. They want to be a big dog right out the gate. They want to fly past the learning curve, undercapitalized. I don't know. So today we're going to just talk about, that's my monologue. Today we're just going to do a risk assessment, risk tolerance test. And, if you're smart and you coming into the business, you probably want to write this down. This might be one of the ones I might throw on members only, purposely. Just on some spiteful, ornery shit. Make you become an MGM gang member in order to see it on the replay. I might do that. All right. Let's talk about what risk really means in a box truck. A lot of people think buying a truck is the risk. A lot of people think quitting a job to buy the truck is a risk. And to me, I think that's stupid. Especially if you don't measure the two. I think it's dumb in most cases. 3, working long hours, they think that's a risk. Working long hours, buying a truck, shit like that, that's not risk. That's just you committing to something. You committing to starting this business. That's not a risk. The risk is cash flow gaps that you can't control, mechanical failures that you didn't plan for, market slowdowns that you didn't plan or budget for, fixed costs that you have to pay every month, even if freight slows down, fixed costs that you have to pay every month, even if it's a slow time in the economy like January. Even you doing final mile, let's say Office Depot or Staples for 2 weeks, schools are closed. Schools are one of the biggest customers for Office Depot and Staples. So if you're not good with your money for those 2-3 weeks, freight slows down. What are you going to do? That means you're going to have smaller settlements. Risk is not the truck. Risk happens when the truck doesn't make money. That's the risk. It's the risk you're taking. Are you prepared for it? Are you capitalized for it? Both from the business perspective and at home. People never look at the home part. Most people I talk to that come into this business, they rob from the sustainability of business. A good example of that is the video clip that went out maybe a few days ago from a guy that called in earlier this month who was robbing from the sustainability of the business. Him and his partner, they were paying themselves $1,500 a week, $3,000 a week, robbing from the sustainability of the business, not knowing that they're doing that because they're not keeping up with their books. And justifying it because by saying, yo, we figured that was just a good amount of money to pay us based on what they did before at being company drivers. Then I have to be the bad guy and explain that like just what you got paid over there, your business can't afford to pay you that. Everybody's business can't afford to pay them. Like there's no such thing as an industry standard as an owner operator for what you pay yourself. If your business can't afford to pay you $1,500, they can't afford to pay you $1,500. So how is it a standard? So now you're paying yourself, you're robbing from the business to take care of your bills at home, and now your business has no money and you blew through $140,000 in 3 months. And that's including the working capital that you came in with, the loan that you took, the 2 loans that you took, plus all the gross revenue that came in the past 14 to 15 weeks, averaging from $8,000 to $10,000 a week in gross revenue. So with all that gross revenue coming in, plus the working capital, plus the loans, you've blew through all of it. All while robbing from the sustainability of the business to take care of home. Home is taken care of, but now your business is broke on the brink of failure. So, risk tolerance. Can you start a box truck business? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. Do you have enough capital to start? And I'm talking to people who coming in the right way. Now, not everybody gonna come in the right way. Some people gonna come in undercapitalized on the hustle, on the grind. Some people gonna start from humble beginnings, maybe like I did in a pickup truck or maybe a cargo van, and work the hustle, build their capital up to the point where they can come in with the working capital. Some people, like I had a conversation with a week ago with Chauncey, who came in admittedly undercapitalized, but at the right time. That was during the pandemic. So a person could come in, and he admitted it. A person could come in during that time period undercapitalized and survive. Why? Because the rates were just really, really, really high. You could maneuver around the learning curve at that particular time because the rates were extremely high. Right? Now, a lot of people failed when things corrected, but the people who were mastering the learning curve during that time period and took advantage of the situation, whether it was known or unbeknownst to them, are the people who survived through that. Chauncey Simmons happened to be one of the few. I've seen a few people in my comment section, some of the recent content since we've been, doing this starting for 2026, that a comment like, man, I got 50,000 to start. Yeah, I got 50, 60,000 to start. This topic is more for those types of people. Because a lot of people think $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 is a lot. It can be a lot depending on how you go about things. It could not be a lot depending on how you go about things. It can be a lot depending on what your cost is as far as your cost of entry into the business, plus your cost of living. You might have a lower cost of living. You might have a high cost of living. So 50,000 may not be a lot. You may have a high cost of living. You may enter ignorantly with a high cost of entry. 50,000 ain't nothing. So it all depends. This is why you got to measure your risk tolerance. You have to assess it. You got to ask yourself, how much risk can my life tolerate? You got to ask yourself, how much risk can my life tolerate if something goes wrong? I don't believe in YOLO. I don't, bro. I think if you believe in YOLO when it comes to business, especially when you reach a certain point in your life where you just You got assets and shit like that. And when you got other people, you know what? I really, it upsets me when I see people make bad businesses. Like when I talk to people that come into this business just ignorantly, and they got other people that depend on them, like kids and shit. You got other people that depend on you, which I get it. You trying to do this so you can provide a better life, but you still want to make sure you don't set yourself back too. A lot of people that do this, they doing it just off the strength that they following trends. They looking for a quick come up, and they forget about the other people that listen. And this is why I be telling y'all, like when I do these live streams, you just getting it from the surface level. You don't get a chance to really hear the conversations that happen behind the scenes. You don't hear the conversations that happen when people come into the Discord. You don't get the emails and the DMs that I get. So you can just think I'm just sitting here just talking this shit from like a surface. Like you don't get the shit that I get behind the scenes. You ain't sat and talked to some of these people that then came to me. It was like people that come in the Discord to talk to me just crying tears, bawling. I've talked to people that have lost every fucking thing, bro. They always find my channel after the fact or going into like when they on their last leg. I've had conversations with people in public forums, not here, but the Discord, in chat rooms where people have come in there bawling, crying. Whether they were misled or it was due to their own ignorance. The main reason that they in the situation they in is they didn't do a risk assessment. It was like a lady in there with kids, had a bag, lost it all. It was down to her last. Was literally crying, bro. I'm like, risk tolerance is not a confident thing, like how confident you feel. Confidence means nothing if you don't have the money or the knowledge to conquer the learning curve. Yesterday, I compared the learning curve to war. You need money to win wars, and you need strategy. Money and strategy wins wars. I think business is war. Not just the competition, just business is itself. It's war every day. It's not about how motivated you are. I talked yesterday about I don't do things to motivate people. I feel like a person should be self-motivated, to be honest with you. If you're a grown-ass man, a grown-ass woman, like you shouldn't look for another person to motivate you. You should be self-motivated, especially if you're coming into business. If you coming into business, you taking on a role and the risk where, especially if you want to scale, and one of the requirements of scale is people, which these people are going to be working for you, which means they're dependent on you to ensure that they keep food on their table, and you need somebody to motivate you. To me, that's an indicator that you just not one of them types of guys. The only thing that should motivate you is the bill collector. That's it. If anything should motivate you, it should be the bill collector, or let's say you got a family and kids. Those should be motivators that drive you to get your ass up and do what you're supposed to do and make good decisions. How bad you want out your job? That's not a risk tolerance thing. I think most people that quit their job, be honest with you, a lot of people I talk to that have jobs that want to quit their jobs, they're in better positions than they are they're in better positions at their job than they would be leaving their job, risking starting this. It's talking to a guy in the Discord maybe 2 weeks ago. Already in trucking, CDL. What he makes currently as a CDL driver, he thinks he's going to make that to personally. Told him he's not. I said, what do you need to pay yourself to be able to sustain your personal life? See, in a conversation, I go personal. I need to know your personal cost of living to be able to fully give you the answer. It's not me digging into your business. I need to understand that. Because you may be in a better situation now. If you tell me, yo, I got a house note that's $5,000 a month. My wife drive a G63. I drive this. I got 2-3 kids. I pay this much for tuition. I pay this much for extracurricular. Okay, my next question is, well, this one truck ain't going to generate enough revenue to sustain the business and pay you a salary enough to sustain all of that. How much working capital you got? Because now I have to determine how long you can go with what you have saved up till the business can start generating that type of money. See, this is what a real person who really understands business, they're just not going to limit it to just the business because it's bigger than that. And you know what I told them? I said, one truck is not going to generate enough revenue for you to pay yourself that much money. You better off staying at your job. Just because I do box truck content don't mean I'm going to sit up here and pander and tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you're not going to be able to pay yourself that much money. The truck, even at its max, is not going to be able to generate enough to sustain the business and pay you a salary enough that matches where you at currently. It's not. Most people are surprised because of what they hear online, the numbers, the gross numbers. But they never look like, a lot of people will be like, not him, because he's still, you know, he's just one of those people, he just doesn't want to, he's, you know. But most people I talk to, they're wild. And they say, man, I never looked at it like that. It's how you have to look at it. It's how you have to look at it. This is how I look at it. This is how a smart person would look at it. This is how a person who looks at numbers would look at it, and not feelings because you're tired of your job, you're tired of your supervisor, you're tired of the routine. The numbers got to make sense. Numbers got to make sense. So this is why I ask these questions, because I need to know how many months you can survive with low to no revenue. And to be honest with you, I'm just keeping it a buck. Most people that are starting a box truck business ain't breaded up like that. Well, Mark, what you told me? I started with 50. That ain't breaded up. Man, it's people that start businesses with the understanding they're going to operate at a loss for 5 to 10 years. We talking about real bread. It's people that start business with the understanding they're going to operate at a loss for 5 to 10 years. We talking about a different type of bag. 50,000, when you come from humble beginnings, I get it. That's a lot. But once you still really get out here and start navigating through the business world, and you start networking with people, man, that's nothing, bro. That's nothing. Risk tolerance. How much money, how much cash can you lose without destroying your household? Man, you know how many people I talk to that's done destroyed their household? They always come to me at the ass end, like I got some type of, you know, like I got some type of fucking, I don't know, magic wand or some shit that I could just wave and fix the shit for you. You should have hollered at the big dog first, but you know what, man, Mark, I didn't like you at first. You see him come up and say this shit all the time. Yeah, because the shit that I'm kicking don't sound quick. It don't sound fast. It sound like real shit. Realistic shit. It sound like realistic shit. And I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Most of the motherfuckers that listen to this shit that get deterred, what do I always say? You don't own nothing. Because if you own something, you would go about things the right way because you're measuring your risk. When you own shit that you don't want to lose, you're not going to do no dumbass shit. That's why when motherfuckers be coming up here and saying, well, you don't own nothing. You own this, you own that. Nah. Well, that's why you thinking like how you thinking. The last thing Big Mark want to do is cold in the motherfucker outside. Be sleeping on a bench. So if it's an idea, some shit that I'm interested in, I started to research and I started to measure my risk, and the risk tolerance is low, or it has. I'm looking at a point where if the shit don't go my way, I'm gonna be damn near homeless. I'm probably not gonna take that opportunity. I'm not gonna put myself in that type of situation. That's facts. The last thing I'm gonna do is do anything to destroy my stability and my quality of life at this point. Stability, quality of life. But a lot of people will. For what reasons? I don't know, bro. It's crazy to me. Stress. How much stress? A lot of these people that I talk to, they be so stressed out. Like the example that we talked about yesterday with the guy Mother Trucker interview. Look how stressed out he was. I hate to keep using that guy, but he's a great example. Man, where's that video at, bro? He's a great example of risk tolerance. Where's this fucking video? Where? Hey, Pippi, can you find that video of that guy from last year where the guy on the Mother Trucker channel was pandering? Can somebody find that and put that link in the thing for me? That guy was Mother Trucker was pandering for him. But anyway, even that guy did the dun-to-dun. 25 years of trucking, did no risk assessment. Just went out, did some dumb shit because he felt like he deserved a new truck and bought a big-ass expensive truck with a wife, a house, and 2 kids and a mortgage, and didn't measure his risk. And that's why he's in the situation he's in. And then now he's on the show stressed out, asking people for donations. This is not a live stream that I notice. The live stream's lately been 100+ people. I already knew this was going to do it because, and I do this and I always pinpoint it so that y'all understand. When we talk about numbers and we talk about things that you're supposed to think about and going into business, the streams are always low. When we do how to start, where to find the money at, anything that points people to the money, 100 and some people. Anytime we do something like this, because I could point you to the money all I want. But if you don't know how to measure your risk, if you don't know how to weigh your options, if you don't know how to navigate, if you don't know how to keep the money, it's all for nothing. That's why when it was people during the pandemic who were making money hand over fist, as soon as it took 1 month, 1 month came and it just changed. It just started to change, and people just immediately started falling off the cliff, and continued to fall off the cliff. This is the stuff that really matters, but people do not want to hear that. This is why you have the failure rate is way up here and the success rate is way down there. But what do I always say? Cool. I'm going to still do what matters because we need those people. We need ignorant. We need those people, and they hate when I say it. If you hate that I say that, then you are those people. If you hate the fact that a person says, yo, we need people to remain ignorant, that means you are those people. Because a person who has a mindset to want to do better is not going to feel offended. A person who measures risk is not going to feel offended. A person who makes good decisions is not going to feel offended. Because you understand business. You understand it's competitive. You understand the landscape. You understand that you have to make good decisions, crucial decisions, more good decisions than bad decisions. So like that guy, you run around here stressed out and shit because you fucked up out here in these streets. Stress is not good, especially when you get older. That's why motherfuckers be running around here with these wrinkles and shit, man. The wrinkles, see Big Mark, man. Big Mark pushing 50. Big Mark ain't got no wrinkles and none of that shit because, man, I don't put myself in those situations. That's why Big Mark still look good. Big Mark, you funny. Yeah, man, you look good. You don't look a day over 32 because I ain't stressed out here. I don't let, listen, I don't put myself in a situation to be stressed, and I don't let people stress me out, bro. I know how to say no. Fuck it. I thought it was a good idea, but maybe not. The numbers don't add up. And I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about shit that I can't control. I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to when I was younger. Mama told me, you gotta stop worrying about shit that you can't control. Then she'd give me a little sermon about God and I had to grow out of that. I used to do that, but I grew out of it at a very early age, thanks to the wisdom. I don't worry about shit that I can't control. I make good decisions, and I just don't put myself in situations where I have to worry, bro. I don't let people worry me and stress me out. I don't let situations stress me out. I prepare for these things that I know are going to come. So I don't know why anybody would want to put themselves in a bad situation, bro. Why? Especially in these times. Shit is tough out here. Shit is tough out here, bro. Personal risk assessment when going into business. You got to ask yourself. This is what most people don't ask themselves because they think when they come into business, they're going to immediately get to a bad. They think they're going to immediately get to the bad. And this is where you got to be honest. And this is where people don't be honest. That's why in the monologue I was talking about earlier, all those early call-in shows where I used to be on the line with them 3-4 hours, and then every 45 minutes to an hour, we'll uncover some new information. Well, man, why you didn't tell me this an hour ago? Same thing with Buddy in the Discord the other day, withholding information from me because they already know it's really not a good idea, and they know I'm probably going to say nah and articulate why it's a bad idea, but you want certain information out of me to appease your fancy. Nah, bro, we not honoring that. So you got to be honest with yourself. A lot of people ain't honest with themselves because they want to exclude certain things and just adhere to the things that they want to hear to get them the justification of starting a business, to justify the reasons that they want to start the business. Do I have enough rent or mortgage money to pay the rent and the mortgage while I conquer the learning curve with the understanding I may be operating at a loss? Do I have the money to pay it every month? Do other people depend on this income, depend on my income, depend on my personal income? Remember, the business has to sustain and it has to pay you a salary. Business can only pay you a salary based on what the business can pay you. Do people depend on my income? And if there's people that depend on my income, how much income do I have to bring in to satisfy the household? See, it's a difference when it's just you and you can live like a Viking. When it's just you can live like a Viking. You can live off the land. You can live off the land. See, notice people that are here. You are good people that are here. The people that don't want to hear this, these are the people we talking about. You a person, if it's just you could live off the land. If you know you got some a family and shit like that, you might take care of your mother, you might take care of your father. This lowers your risk tolerance. Do you have money saved that's not going into the truck? This is the money that's going to take care of your personal shit. This is not money, even if the business gets into a jam, this money over here is not going over there. Why? Because we got to take care of this. Now, here's a great one that I don't talk about as much, but I've been talking about lately. Do you have health insurance outside the business? Now, I know this is not important to a lot of guys, but it should be. Do you have health insurance outside of the business? Likely the business probably won't be able to afford to pay you your health insurance when you getting it off the ground. I think health insurance is very crucial. I think health insurance is very, very crucial, especially when you're older. How long can you handle the learning curve? One month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? How long can you handle the learning curve? How long can you handle bad months? Both from a financial perspective and mentally. What do y'all hear when the guys call up on the call-in show? Or when they call into the hotline number? You hear it in their voice. The guy with the 2 semi-trucks, you could hear it all in his voice. You hear the stress. You hear it. Why put yourself through that shit? Why? I wouldn't put myself through that. I would be better prepared. I would be better prepared, or I would start from humble beginnings. I would not put myself in a bad situation ignorantly. Just wouldn't. Ask yourself, if the business fails, will my credit be destroyed? How many of you guys leverage your personal credit to help start the business? How many of you guys take out personal loans and loan the money to the business? You still on the hook for that money if the business fails. Ask yourself, is your house going to be unstable? Will your family be stressed? Will your mental health spiral? If all these questions are yes, as far as your housing, your mental health, your family, then you're overexposed. This is what we call in business overexposed. This is what we call in business overexposed. Did somebody find that link for me? Of that guy? Somebody in the chat? See. No, I don't see any links in the chat. Overexposed. Now, let's talk about the risk assessment on the business side. There's non-negotiable fixed costs, right, for the business. One of them is the truck cost, right? If you got a fixed finance rate, insurance, truck payment, truck rental, there's, variable expenses that happen from time to time, maintenance. Fuel is a variable that it changes, it fluctuates from week to week, but it's definitely something that you're going to pay week to week. It's just going to fluctuate. Does your business have the capital to withstand the slow periods? Does it have the capital to withstand the learning curve? What are your monthly fixed costs? Something that I mentioned yesterday. How much do you need to break even? It's your break even number. If shit slows down, do I have enough working capital to withstand the slow period? Still in the back of your mind, you gotta have that money to the side, because if the business is struggling, you can't pay yourself. You still gotta take care of the crib. That's why you need that money on the side. What happens if, and this is something people don't think about, what if the broker pays late? What if you don't get paid for a load? That shit happens, bro. It's happened to me. I talked about it. There was a 3PL that didn't pay me for 2 settlement periods. My biggest contract, 2 settlement periods. By the time they paid me, they owe me almost 30 grand. Some of you wouldn't have been able to survive the first time they didn't pay you. I had to reach in my pocket and pull out 8 of them. The following settlement period, had to reach in my pocket and pull out another 8. I'm upset, yeah. But I know eventually they're going to pay me. I understand why I'm not being paid. It's for some bullshit. I talked about it. I actually showed the emails of me going back and forth. Guy's name was Eric Field. Racist son of a bitch. Oh yeah, he was racist. You know how? Because another person from that 3PL called me off the record and blew the whistle on him. Yeah, thought they was going to drown Big Mark out by not. I'm just going to forget to pay him. I'm running all these trucks for this contract. He thought by not paying me, I wasn't going to be able to continue to operate. Man, come on, man. Big Mark, bro. My truck still showed up Monday morning. Of course I raised the fuss. Of course I had to pay my workers. The cost that was associated, some of those trucks that we were running were rental trucks. Fuel, all the costs associated. It wasn't enough to get rid of Big Mark. It ain't nothing. It's 8. Wop. The following settlement period, after raising hell, I'm just giving you a story of what happens in business. You think after raising hell, after they didn't pay me the first time, the next settlement, they would pay me for what they owe me, plus, the retroactive for what they missed. I was sure. Why? Because we went over his head at this point, bro. I'm mad as hell. Fuck is you playing with my money for? I wasn't, I was sure that money was going to be there. The money they owed for this period plus the retro. And when it said that second settlement period, that Friday came, nada. A lot of motherfuckers would have had to fold first go around. They wouldn't have had it. They wouldn't have had the money to cover the cost, the labor, and to keep operating. And I got other shit going on. This ain't the only thing I got going on. Motherfucker didn't pay me 2 times in a row, bro. Black lady there, Rosalind, called me off the record. I swear for God on everything I love. I'll never forget this. And this is what I'm telling you. Risk tolerance. A lot of people start way too big. Can't handle situations like this when they arise. I'm a business person. She said, Mark, they don't like you. They don't like you. You a young black businessman, and they can't figure how you got so many trucks and so much money. They trying to get rid of you, but they need you. They can't. And Eric Field is purposely not paying you because he thinks by not paying you, you're not going to be able to continue to run. They're going to pay you, but he's trying to drown you out because most people don't have the money to keep. You got independent contractors, when they settlements is messed up, they piss a bitch and don't come to work. Second settlement period, I still sent my trucks. Reached back into my pocket, paid payroll, all the expenses that obviously are coming out for this contract throughout this time period, fuel. Now it's escalated to corporate. Now this is when the real bullshit started. Because I had a deal of a guarantee, which most contractors don't have guarantees. I'm a master contractor. I'm not an independent contractor. But the deal was really, really good, and they allowed me to scale pretty much as I wanted to because that place was ran like shit, and they needed me. It's just this guy, Eric Field, just was a racist sack of shit. And Rosalind blew the whistle. I kind of assumed it. Like, how do you just not pay me? And then after the hell I raised the first time, you would think when you're putting in settlements for the contractors, let me make sure I pay Mark's company because I dropped the ball last time and I feel really, really bad. So let me make sure his payroll is turned into accounting first, man, because I feel really, really bad. You would think a person's moral compass would kick in. It's done deliberately. So now it's escalated to corporate. Obviously, I got paid this third go around, but corporate is like, how do you miss a person this many times, and how the fuck is he getting paid so much money? The moral of this story is Those two situations where I'm running a multitude of trucks, a multitude of guys on a 7-day-a-week contract for 2 settlement periods was not enough to drown me out. It's war. I got the tools. I'm not going to put nobody in the truck with the understanding something like this can happen so I could be like, yo, they didn't pay me, so I can't pay you. You don't do that. You don't do that. When one of my workers came up on the show early when I first started creating content a couple years ago, he said one thing. He said, man, Mark is an asshole. Working for Mark is an asshole. But one thing I can say about Mark, that money is there. It was plenty times where there was claims and things like that, and that money was always there. See, the last thing you're going to say about me is, man, he didn't pay. Why? Because we already got a stigmatism on us. And I understood that going into business, the stigmatism on black business owners. So I said, yo, I don't want to fall into that stigmatism. So I've always made sure that if I do something, I'm doing something on the understanding that we getting paid on the back end. I'm not going to take nothing that I know I don't have the capital to float if something goes wrong. A lot of people, they wouldn't have been able to survive the first time he didn't pay. Sucks. I felt bad. I was upset. But you know what? It's businesses that are vendors for companies, and they go even longer than that, sending invoices, waiting to get paid, and they still continue to provide service. And I understood that. If I'm running a business and I allow one settlement period to put me under, then I can't really classify myself as a business. I'm not prepared. So tell me one person missed a settlement and I'm out of business? Nah. I'm prepared. I'm prepared for situations like this. We hope nothing like that happens, but we're prepared for them either way. This is real business. That guy, of course, they fired him. I never had to deal with him no more. They didn't fire him right away, but I ended up dealing with his boss, and then shortly after, he wasn't there anymore. They got rid of him. Breakdowns. How many people we see truck breaks down and that's the end of their career? We've had people come up on the show. There's one guy, truck broke down his first load, and that was it for him. He got lucky that Penske brought the truck back for him. Most times, he would have still been on the hook for the note. If you running a business with the hopes that you're going to get paid because you need that money, ain't good. And I know a lot of people operate like that because why ain't come up with, man, who was the little 19-year-old, whatever the kid was, not the 19, the 28-year-old that came up with, man, all I need is to get that first load that first week and then they pay me and then I'm going to use that money. What if they don't pay you? What if the load shifts in transport and you damage the load and they don't pay you? How you going to pay your driver? How you going to what we talking about, bro? Got to measure your risk. Then you got people that stack risk. I call it risk stacking. They just do a bunch of just finance a truck, no emergency fund, no experience, no contracts, no discipline. All these negative traits, it just adds more weight, more stress to a situation. Why put yourself through it when you could prepare? Or you could do like I tell people to do, start from humble beginnings. Listen, the people that start from humble beginnings, in comparison to the people that I see that start more heightened, the humble beginnings people, their longevity is way more. Way more. I seen a super chat. I'm sorry I missed it. Shout out to Shark Life.
Sweet.
I've been tuning in for 10 months. I did find your channel late, but it was right on time. And I learned a lot from you before I got my truck. It's been a learning curve. Hold on. It's been a learning curve, but I'm still going strong. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Sweet.
That's man. Thank you. I saw it. I saw it when you put it up there, but I meant to pull it on the screen, but I was cooking, bro. So you know how I get, man. You dig what I'm saying when I'm cooking. But I appreciate that though. The people that start from humble beginnings, I see the success rate higher. I look at some of the guys that come in like a John or Cordell. I was talking last night to 608. It's a lot of guys in the Discord that just really understand like risk tolerance. They understand stand down till you come up. They understand not biting off. This is one of them other, remember yesterday I was talking about these old sayings from our generations that came before us, this wisdom saying biting off more than you can chew. Like, we don't do none of that shit. We understand that. We're not biting off more than we can chew. We're not putting ourselves into these fucked up situations, bro. We're just not doing it, man. We're using our critical thinking skills, bro. We're comprehending and like we're doing things the right way, bro. We want to stay on this side of the sand, man. We want to stay on this side of the sand, bro. We don't want to be on the other side of the sand. We just don't, bro. It's fucked up over there, bro. It's gloomy over there, bro. It's depressing on that side of the sand, bro. On this side of the sand, even if someone gets into a situation, there's other people on this side of the sand that have experience, they have resources that can pull this person up. See, this side of the sand is where it's at. We don't want to be over there. It's gloomy over there. People over there are fucked up, stressed out. I don't want to be where it's stressed out at because then that's going to make me stressed. Debt versus risk, bro. The more debt you have, starting a business, your margin of error has to shrink. That's why you got to educate yourself. The more debt you have, your stress increases. Why? Because you just created another bill for yourself. The more debt you have, the more bills you have, the more stress you have, bro. The more stress people have, the more debt they have, they become reactive. I see that they make like more bad decisions based off emotions and shit like that. I just don't understand it, bro. Then your shit becomes fragile. You become fragile and shit. Just weak and soft and shit. And then you know what happens when you become weak and soft. You start making emotional decisions. You start making these emotional decisions, bro. This is a conversation that we have to have at least once or twice a year. I usually have it at the beginning of the year, and then I usually have it somewhere in the middle of the year. When is the right time? This is we've been talking about this a lot. Why? Because this is one of the most asked questions. I'm gonna tell you when it's not the right time. It's not when, goddamn it, you're fed up at your job. It's not because you're fed up at your job. That doesn't justify it being the right time to start a business. It's not because your favorite TikToker said, "Yo, the box truck business is where it's at." That's not that. That's not the right time, bro. That's not a reason to start a box truck business because your favorite Instagram or your favorite TikToker told you it was the right time to do so. It's not the right time when you see somebody on the Instagram and it look like they winning, or when you know somebody in real life winning. Just because somebody else doing it don't mean you can do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had two people that worked for me and they thought, and he doing it, we can do it. And they learned the hard way. They learned. Y'all seen, one of them came up here. He went out. He told y'all. He tried it. He ended up having to come back and work for me. Matter of fact, both of them did. Just because you see somebody else doing something that I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody can't do what the next person can do. If I was 6'6", I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd be a retired NBA player. I would have never did none of this shit. I'd have been dunking on motherfuckers. I'd have been dunking on cats. If I was 6'6", I'd have been dunking. On the real. I'd have been dunking on cats. If God would have gave me height, I would have been dunking. I'd have been to the league. God didn't give me height. He didn't give me height. I can't do what Mike did. I can't do what Kobe did. I can't do what LeBron did. Even if I tried, I wouldn't have been able to do it. He didn't give me what I needed. He didn't give me those tools. A lot of people think that they see other people doing something, they can do it. That's not always true. Not in all cases. And I've seen it happen in real life with my shit. What people thought were easy, they realized once they got out here, it wasn't. I just made it look easy. The right time is when your money is right. Your mindset is right from a personal side first. You got to make sure you stable personally before you can navigate over here. If you're fucked up over here, if your personal shit ain't together, what makes you think you're going to be able to come build a business when you are in shambles personally? This shit got to make sense, bro. Your household can survive. Excuse me. Your household can survive business turbulence. If you ain't on a single guy who can live like a Viking and you got a wife and kids, and I have to keep reiterating this because this is one of them situations where people come to me in those bad situations after they follow their favorite whoever, or they don't follow somebody and they just go make an ignorant decision based on, their current situation, and then they put themselves into a bad situation, bro. If your household can't survive the turbulence of starting a business, then it's not the right time. The right time is when your household can survive the business turbulence. Why? Because you have capital saved that can take you 6 to 12 months. The right time is when you understand your numbers. The right time is when you can absorb mistakes. How can you absorb mistakes? You need soldiers, capital. The right time is when you can survive slow growth. How can you survive slow growth? Soldiers. And if you don't have soldiers, then my recommendation is start from humble beginnings. Is it going to take longer? Absolutely. But you giving yourself a better opportunity of success. Patience, discipline, right? Capital, risk awareness. Businesses reward individuals who come in with all that in mind. Most people come in impatient, overconfident, don't understand margins, don't understand costs. They come in on hope, which to me is blind faith. Blind faith. Those are the people that meet their maker as it pertains to business. Start small. I always say it. Older equipment, fewer obligations, lower payments. Learn the business, learn costs, learn pricing. If you're over the road, learn dispatching so you can cut that 10% that you're paying to a dispatcher. Cut that 8% or whatever it is you're paying. Learn that shit for yourself. Learn some basic maintenance. Some things you can do on your own. Learn cash flow. Learn your business from inside out as much as you possibly can. Every single day, educate yourself on your business. This is going to ultimately make you more and more and more and more successful. You should become obsessed, bro. I say it all the time. You should be obsessed with your business. If you're not obsessed, bro, then the likelihood of success, if you're not obsessed, the likelihood of you being successful, you're cutting it short. When you leave the business and you get off the truck and the time that you're starting to wind down, if you're still thinking and planning and researching, yes, that's a good indicator. That's a good trait. If you're not obsessed, then I don't really know what to tell you. If your wife or your girl ain't just like, man, you obsessed, man. If you ain't never heard, ooh, if this don't work, I'll never date an entrepreneur again, then you doing something wrong. If you won't hear shit like, man, you spend too much time working that business and that business is taking time away, then like these are things that are indicators of success. They may be negative things, they may be ruining your relationship and shit, but when you hear these things, these are good indicators that you on the right path. I'm just keeping it a buck. Some people may disagree, I don't know. But it's an indicator because it means you're spending a lot of time thinking and physically active in the business. And this is what it takes. This is part of the sacrifice. When you run in a business, especially at the beginning, you're going to neglect something. If you got home and family, and I tell these guys this all the time and they get upset, but you see how they have to come back and apologize to Big Mark. Something going to get neglected. If you spending more time over here, then over there is getting neglected. If you spending more time over here, then over there is getting neglected. If you starting a business from scratch, in order for the business to grow, you got to water it. Meaning you got to feed it. You got to nourish it. You got to put time into it. A business is like a baby. You got to raise it. So if you spending time, then something's being neglected. If you not spending time, then something's being neglected. Choice is yours. These are things that I've heard. I'll never date an entrepreneur again. all you think about is that business. We're in Jamaica. We're in Jamaica, Mark. You got people there. Like, come on, man. Why? I didn't come to Jamaica for you to be on the phone. I didn't come to Cabo for you to be on the phone. I got a business to run. I can't ignore the call. My brother knows I'm here. So if he's calling me, trust me, if he's calling me, then it's something that's pressing that he needs either my clearance, my advice, something. He's not going to call me for some shit that he can handle. So I'm not going to ignore it because we're here. To being here is a fucking sacrifice for me. I'm trying to appease you, but the business is the reason why we're here. I'm not going to neglect that. Sorry. It'll just be me and my business. As long as I take care of my business, it's going to provide me with capital and it's never going to forsake me. Business don't got feelings. People got feelings. Business ain't got no feelings. As long as I take care of the business is going to take care of me 100%. It ain't going to feel differently towards me. Never. Mark. Can't be like that, man. The business ain't everything. You're not a real entrepreneur then. Phone lines is open. Well, they're not open, but let me open them. Where is my, God damn it. Where is this goddamn button at? Hold on for the phone line. What time is it? Excuse me. Fucking, where is the button? Oh, here it is. Let's see here. Where is? Let's do phone line here, there, blow. All right, boom. Line open. 312-772-5483. 312-772-5483. Greg said he heard all the above from his wife. You're a real entrepreneur. We know where your mind at. We know where you putting that work in at. See, real entrepreneurs, they heard these things. The reason why I can talk about them because I've heard them from different women over the course of my tenure in entrepreneurship. Every single one of them. I'm putting that business, I'm putting that bag first, period. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. M.O. No, let me stop. Let me stop. Phone line open, 312-772-5483. All right, let me go through some of these comments. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let's see. All right, bet. Phone line is
On
open.
today's episode of Truck Drivers Confessions, I went to the 595 today. I was just hanging around, saw a truck driver, saw this beautiful semi truck. You know, I had my 300ZX, thought I'd take a quick picture, and we just started talking. You know, I just want to put out the disclaimer that this truck driver wasn't looking to be on the show. We just had a great conversation, and I asked him to be on the show. And, he was just being very honest with me. Here's a truck driver, 25 years.
Now look at this truck.
As an over the.
Look how beautiful this truck is. That's a 2023. Look at, he bought it new. So obviously he didn't buy it like that. Kenworth, he tricked it out. Beautiful truck. Beautiful truck. Definitely the truck driver's going to be looking at him when he pull into the truck stop. They're going to be looking at him. They're going to be doing that to him. They're going to be giving him the thumbs up. He going to get all of that. But at what cost?
Road.
Let's find out.
Owner-operator. And has experience.
Do the truck come that low to the ground, or he made it a low rider? Low rider is a little high. See the truck next to it is sitting up high. He done got his shit dropped. He done made a low rider. He probably from California. He probably from Los Santos or something. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know, but let's see.
As an over-the-road owner-operator and has experience, saved up, thousands of dollars for a rainy day, has done all the right things.
Now you hear him. See how the pandering is? He's just, guys, just done all the right things. This was not the right fucking thing. Bro, this right here was not the right thing, bro. And I'm being honest, bro. Why is this guy pandering for this guy instead of telling him the truth?
Honest with me. Here's a truck driver, 25 years as an over-the-road owner-operator.
25 years and in a fucking downward economy, he goes spends $250,000, $300 fucking $1,000 on a truck and then kits it out. But he's doing the right thing.
And has experience, saved up, thousands of dollars for a rainy day, has done all the right things. Bought his dream truck, just the way of the contracts, the way of the rates.
He bought his dream truck. See these words? I keep telling you about these words. His dream truck. So there's discipline out the window. You bought your dream truck in 2023 in a spiraling economy that was going down. And here we are 2 years later, two and a half years later, it's even worse than it was then. 25 years of experience. Made that bad decision. And this guy is saying he's done all the right things. Dream truck. Man, there's a lot of people that got dream cars. They grew up with Lamborghini Countaches and Ferrari Spiders and all types of shit on their wall. And never got those things because reality wouldn't allow it. Reality wouldn't allow it. Responsibilities shape their mindset to say, you know what? I like this. I always wanted a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, but reality is I can't afford one. I always wanted a 10-bedroom, 15-bedroom mansion, but reality is I only make $150,000 a year. I can't afford it. I may be able to finesse something close to it, but I'm going to be house poor, and the likelihood of me paying off the mortgage is going to be low. Something's going to happen, and it's going to put me behind.
Just everything, And so he's having a hard time.
Look at this truck. Look at the inside of the truck. Look at the money he spent on the outside and the inside. And this guy's sitting up here pandering for him. I don't, he's probably the biggest trucking influencer, but bro, like anybody with common sense would agree with what I'm saying. For this guy to be a trucker with years of experience, why wouldn't he just be honest? Why come to the internet and pander instead of just being honest on the situation and the badass decision? No, you know why? Because everybody wants to be the nice guy. Everybody wants the people to hit the thumbs up. Everybody wants the good comments. Nobody wants the ridicule. Nobody wants to be honest because When you be honest, you're gonna get people that's gonna say, "Oh, you a hating ass motherfucker." Man, let him live. But now this motherfucker lost his house, losing his house. But them motherfuckers that say you a hating ass motherfucker for being honest and holding accountability, you shouldn't do that. When the motherfucking house mortgage get behind, you don't hear them motherfuckers no more. The motherfuckers that say you a hater for telling the truth, it's all you hear. Them motherfuckers be nowhere to be found. They not gonna chip in. If you put a GoFundMe, they not gonna help you. They not gonna help you catch up on your mortgage. None of that shit. So you got guys like him that just tell people what they want to hear so they can be the good guy and everybody.
And he's missed a couple of mortgage payments. You know, I can't imagine somebody that has 25 years experience working their butt off, saving their money, doing the right thing, building relationships, and at this point can't make their mortgage payment, right? And he's ready.
That's his mortgage payment. He's sitting in it. See, I'm going to be honest with you. He's sitting in his mortgage payment. He didn't have to go buy that $300,000 monstrosity. He could have bought a used truck. He probably didn't even need to buy a truck at all. The truck he probably had was probably perfectly fine. But even if it wasn't, he did not have to spend that type of money in an economy that's in a downward trajectory. That only got worse.
To hang up his keys and work as a company driver, because at the end of the day, trucking is all he knows. So to the American people, you know, this is trucking right now for a lot of drivers. I'm not saying that there aren't drivers that are successful or not successful. I'm just saying that this is becoming very common that truck drivers in America are struggling.
Not easy. I was parked in the back and they're there, and I was like, no, I can't park because it's too low, you know what I mean? I don't want to damage, just lose my fuel or whatever, you know?
Yeah. No, this thing's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know. No, jump over here, man. Jump over here real quick. You know, we were having like, yeah. Jump inside?
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate that. Look at this, man. Look how clean this is, man.
Man, he done redid the seats. He done redid the dash. He done redid the headliner. He redid the whole truck. Bought it brand new and completely customized it.
Man.
Now he's a brink of losing his home.
This is me just jumping on you, you know what I mean? Look how beautiful. Wow. What year is this, brother?
23.
23?
Yeah.
Man, you know, you don't mind me stepping on this? Is all right?
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
All right, perfect. And so we're having a real conversation.
Yes, sir.
And you were just talking about how many years you've been trucking?
25 years.
And we're just waiting for a race to come back, huh?
Rates and diesel prices, everything, you know what I mean? And get these stupid truck drivers, so-called.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go. He said get these stupid truck drivers. Now, mind you, this video's a year old. He bought the truck a year before that. So 2024, when this video came out, he had the truck a year, 2023. In 2024, he's a 25-year veteran. He's blaming his situation on stupid drivers. What do stupid drivers have to do with you being behind in your mortgage? Nothing. This is why I tell people all the time, stop worrying about other people. Worry about yourself. Because the people that's saying you're taking cheap freight are guys like him. These are the guys that are complaining about everybody else, but they make bad decisions. You go out and you spend $300-400. How much does this truck cost? Brand new plus the all the work he put into it. With the finance, he's over $300,000-400,000. But he's blaming it on other people. Your operation cost is high because of this shit. You can't pay your mortgage because you're in your mortgage. But it's other drivers' faults. This is why I tell people, stop listening to these other people. These people shame you for whatever reason, even if you're doing something ignorantly. But look at their situation. That's why I say focus on you. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't worry about what nobody else got going on. Mind your business. Where I come from, we mind your business. What the next motherfucker got going on ain't got nothing to do with me. It's everybody's fault but his. And then this motherfucker pandering for him.
Have them, like, get the right rates, you know what I mean? Don't do a cheap freight, man.
You know,
there you go. Don't do cheap freight. So he wants you to sit on your hands to pay his big ass truck note. He wants you to sit on your hands or whatever it is so that he can pay his high ass truck note. It's your fault. It's everybody's fault. It's everybody's fault. Where's the self-accountability at? Would anybody in the chat say that his monthly note on this truck is probably a mortgage or two? Ooh, it's real quiet in the chat. This is the perfect video of everything I be talking about. This is the perfect example of the individuals that I be talking about. But then you get mad at me for telling you the truth. He's blaming the drivers. He's telling people stop taking cheap freight. Why? Because his fucking cost is so fucking high. Do you think the immigrants is worried about his high-ass truck note? And they in a fucking truck that probably smell like shit on the inside. They ain't washed their ass. They driving barefooted and shit. You got other people who have a low cost of operation who don't even probably have personal expenses because they live in a truck. You think they care about what he talking about? So he want everybody to operate the way he want them to operate to help him pay off his shit. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Killing everybody else.
It's killing everybody else. No, it's killing you for the decisions you made. It's not killing everybody else. It's called free market, free enterprise. You would think a person who's been in business 25 years would understand that. You would think a person who's been in business 25 years wouldn't go out and buy this shit in a bad economy.
Think about that.
They got a house note, risk assessment, risk tolerance. He has a low risk tolerance. But he went and made a poor decision.
Dude, what should this? Yeah, I think about that too, right?
Yeah.
And I go, look how nice your equipment is.
Yeah.
And you got to compete with people that duct tape their MC numbers on.
Exactly.
And not being safe.
Yep, not being safe at all.
You know, that, you know, it's one thing about DOT, I would say, but it's another thing about when people just literally have their truck barely glued on.
Yeah.
You know,
you hear the pandering? He's giving the worst of the worst case scenarios to parallel versus a bad decision. It don't. Why you just can't give of an example of a person who just has a nice, decent, okay truck. It's not decked out. It's up and operational. It's clean. Just a regular guy with a regular Freightliner. But it's clean though. It's nice and clean. That guy's operating cheaper than him. He's giving the worst. You got these guys that got duct tape and da 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 da. He's giving the worst of the worst.
Man, you know what I mean? Oh, I love that sound. They glued on, and they're the same people you're fighting for freight.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were having a personal conversation, and man, I was like, how's everything? And hopefully you don't mind talking about it a little bit, but Let's talk real, man, so that America knows what truck drivers are going through a little bit.
It's stressful right now.
How hard is it right now? Because I know we talked about a little bit about missing some payments. What's going on?
I'm 2 payments behind. Can't even make my house payments.
What's going on? How hard is it right now? Because I know we talked about a little bit about missing some payments. What's going on?
I'm 2 payments behind. Can't even make my house payments. You know?
One year. So pretty much when he got the truck, new, spent the extra money, what do you call it? Kitting it out. He immediately went into debt because a year later, you're behind on your note. You're behind on your house note. It didn't take long for him to get behind. Because once these notes started to kick in, he had to start paying this note, but then eventually he couldn't even keep up with this note. So now the other variable expenses are killing his income coming in to the point where now he can't even pay the note and pay himself to pay his mortgage. But it's your fault. Everybody that's watching, it's your fault because he just said it. He said it's your fault that he's in this situation. Every one of you OTR guys, I didn't say, he said it's y'all fault. You see how this worked? When you get mad, for me, because if I would have been sitting in the seat next to him, I would have looked over and said, man, this is your mortgage. Move your family in this bitch. See, Mother Trucker just gonna pander for him. He's a nice guy. Mother Trucker ain't gonna keep it a buck with him. Mother Trucker ain't a buck. Mother Trucker ain't one of them guys that's gonna keep it solid with you. And this is proof. Because Mother Trucker got experience. Mother Trucker sitting right next to him. I swear for God on everything I love. Mother Trucker in his head, no, yo. But he just ain't gonna tell him. Mother Trucker, no. Mother Trucker ain't no stupid person. He's highly intelligent. I can listen to a person and tell if they're intelligent, but he ain't got the guts to tell them the truth. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. It's your fault. He said it's your fault. He said you guys are the reason why he can't pay his mortgage and he can't pay his truck note because of you guys. He blamed it on y'all.
I mean, it's just hard. You can't. I'm thinking about just like hang my hat. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Call it good. I might even, I'm gonna have to tell the bank, hey, I can't make a payment. It's so hard. I can't sleep more than 3-4 hours a day.
Now, what do we talk about in the lecture? He can't sleep. Why? He's stressed out. Didn't I tell you about putting yourself in these fucked up situations? Didn't I say when you put yourself in these bad situations financially, because you don't measure your risk tolerance, you get the stress, he can't sleep. Why? Because he can't pay his bills at home. He can't take care of his home no more. And he on the brink. And the thing is, he know he can't catch up. Now, mind you, this was a year ago. When he bought the truck new in 23, it was bad. In 2024, when Mother Trucker interviewed him last year, it was worse. 2025, it got worse. He's done. But it's your fault.
Day because it's so stressful,
So stressful.
Yeah, I can't sleep more than 3-4 hours a day because it's so stressful,
He can't sleep.
It's so hard. I can't sleep more than 3-4 hours a day because it's so stressful, Yeah, it's just bad out there, man. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm out of words, you know what I mean? I don't know what else to do. If this thing doesn't turn around, I'm done.
Well, let's do the power of the gods of social media.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little interview right now. Okay. 25 years experience. How many accidents you got?
None.
No accidents?
No accidents.
Your safety score, everything's good?
Everything's good, yeah.
Then what's your What information do they need from you so that some of these shippers or maybe some of these good brokers can give you a call and give you a chance?
Well, I can leave my number. It's 253-740-9597. And the email is jsxllc@gmail.com.
All you mother truckers out there that are watching this is a good man right here, a hardworking man, doing it right, being professional.
There go the pandering. That's pander for the guy who made the bad decision in a fucked up economy and blame everybody else for his poor decision. Now here comes the pander. Here comes the pander. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Let's help him. The man just blamed all y'all for his fucking problem. He's a good guy. Let's help him out. He's a good guy.
This is a good man right here.
You don't even know this man. The man just literally said he found him at a truck stop. I just saw the truck and you walked up and started talking. You don't know if this is a good man. What are we talking, bro? Man, bro, y'all middle Americans, bro. Y'all something else, man. Y'all middle Americans, bro, is something else, bro. You don't even know this man. You don't know if he a good man. This motherfucker could beat his wife. You don't know this motherfucker.
Working man, doing it right, being professional, being safe, keeping his equipment clean, doing everything he can to stay afloat, to provide for his family, you know. Give him a call if you got some good loads and you need a good driver, man.
Yeah, anything can help. I mean, as everybody knows, I'm not the only one in this boat. Everybody's going through the same thing, you know what I mean?
That's not true. Everybody's not going through the same thing. That's not true. That's not true. You know what we call that? That right there is a lack of accountability. Looking for a scapegoat, trying to cope. Oh, everybody's going through it. No, everybody's not, bro. Everybody didn't go out and put themselves in debt. Not a person who can only afford a Honda Accord didn't go out and buy a S-Class Benz. A person who could only afford a $100,000 home didn't go out and buy a $500,000 home. Not everybody's making poor decisions, so everybody's not going through it. Everybody that understands that they make this much money, they don't put themselves in this much debt. Everybody's not making bad decisions. That's not true, bro. It's not, bro. There are people that 100% live within their means. Period. That's a coping mechanism.
It's just, I'm hoping that this thing will turn around.
There go that word. What I told you about that word. What I told you about that word, that hope word. You can't hope in business. Business is about numbers. The reason why he's fucked up is because the numbers ain't, the math ain't mathing. Hope ain't got shit to do with it. The math ain't mathing. He got a mortgage. He got 2 kids. He got a wife. He got a business to sustain. He does this. The math didn't math. These are the results. Hope has nothing to do with it. That's that word. These are words of feeling, not logic. See, he didn't make a logical decision. He made a decision because he felt like he deserved a new truck. You heard what he said. I wanted my dream truck. Reality is he couldn't afford his dream truck. But he still went out and made a bad decision and bought his dream truck and kitted it out, spent more money kitting it out, and now he's homeless and the truck was repoed. And then this guy sitting on the side pandering for, he's a good guy. There ain't no motherfucking way in the world. I would have sat right next to dude. Then y'all would have been looking at me like, Mark, you bogus. Man, why you sit next to buddy ass and didn't tell him the truth? Man, Mark, we ain't fucking with you no more. That's what you would have told me. Mark, we ain't fucking with you no more. You sat right next to the dude and didn't tell him the truth. Man, Mark, we thought you was about accountability. We look at you as the guy who's transparent. You know buddy ass fucked up. The truck is the reason why he in that situation. Mark, you trying to get likes. Mark, you want everybody to like you. We fuck with you, Mark, because you tell the truth, regardless of what people think. Let me would have sat right there and been like, he's a good guy. Man, y'all would have been,
You know what I mean? I pray to God every day, please. Let this be, bygones, bygones. Let's wait for a new year. See, things might change, But so far, it's not looking good.
Yeah. No, we're going to show you some love.
Yeah.
Hopefully some emails start hitting you up.
Yeah, please.
And you know what I mean? Let's help this man. This man's not asking for a handout.
Yeah.
He's asking just for some work, man.
the fuck you... Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, I never depended on nobody in 25 years of driving. I always did my own thing. But right now, it's super hard, Yeah. I can't even speak anymore because this is how bad it is, you know what I mean?
I hear you, man. Nah, but hopefully we could blow this up.
I hope so, Alex.
I do it for you, man. Hopefully we could blow it up, and hopefully we can, again, this man's not asking for money. He's not asking for handouts. He's asking for, if there's good shippers and good brokers out there that need a load moved, safely.
Yeah. Please, just get hold of me, my number, the email, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll put it down below.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Nah, man. Nah, I'm glad I'm glad I just got to talk to you, bro, because I could tell you going through it, man.
It's hard, Alex. So I mean, this is it. This is it, Alex. This is the last shot. Hopefully something turns around.
Yeah.
If it's not, then I guess I'm gonna go drive for a company. Park this. But I don't want to keep putting miles. It's only got right now 136,000 miles.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people in the comments might say, hey, you might have to sell the truck and just get another truck.
Know. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't even sell the truck if you want to sell it. Nobody wants to buy it. You know what I mean? This is my joy and pride,
Yeah.
I'm not going to just throw it away.
No.
I'd rather go.
Nobody wants to buy it. One, because you're clearly still financing it and nobody can afford it. And then it's too personalized. Not everybody wants a kitted out truck. A lot of people want to keep their costs low because they understand. You would expect a person who's a 25-year vet to understand that. So no, a smart individual wouldn't take over that debt for you to put themselves in the same position that you're in. Yeah, nobody wants to buy it.
Drive for somebody, then just make them meet the ends, make a truck payment and make a house payment. You know what I mean?
But I love that you said that you're not even getting out of the business. You'll just drive a truck.
I'll drive a truck. You know what I mean? This is, like I said, this is all I know. I don't know anything else. I can't go work at the factory for, 8 hours a day.
No.
Yeah, that will drive me crazy because I won't be able to do it.
Well, Well, what kind of trucking do you do mostly?
I did a reefer since I started it.
So reefer?
Yeah, I never jumped wagon to wagon, I never got back on dry van, then jumped on the flatbed. This is all I stuck with.
No, that's perfect. No, I asked that because, not to say that you have to park this and work for a company.
Yeah.
But if somebody's watching this that might own a reefer company, that might say, hey, man, until you get back, I got you. I'll try you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
But no, thank you for putting your heart out there, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Hopefully you feel a little bit better to talk about it.
I do. You know what I mean? It's just nobody listens to the truckers anymore. You know what I mean? Nobody takes them aside. Even if it's somebody you driving.
What is it to listen to, bro? This is what I'm saying. See, I gotta be the bad guy. Mark gotta always be the bad guy. What is it to listen to, bro? The situation he's in for the millionth time, is all because of him. It has nothing to do with the truckers. It has nothing to do with the government. His situation is all due to him, period. And I'm glad we finally revisited this so people could see. The same motherfuckers that place the blame, he places the blame on truckers. You guys are taking these rates, but look.
On the freeway, somebody else's fault. Who gets blamed? The truck driver.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, it's always the truck driver.
Right.
No, that's not always true. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's some happens. You know what I mean? And like I was on in Pennsylvania, my front tire blew up. I was in the hammer lane. Luckily, the tire stayed on. If the tire would have came off, we wouldn't be talking right now. You know what I mean? Either my truck was gonna go somewhere else, hit somebody else, and head on. You know what I mean? And thank God, you know what I mean? Nothing happened.
No, I heard that.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it's no, we'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you already eat lunch? You good?
No, I'm gonna go. I think they open at what, 12?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go wait it out a little bit.
Yeah. Are they gonna let you park right here or no?
Yeah, I wanna go talk to the gals inside.
Okay, I'll talk to them too.
Okay.
All right, yeah, let's get it. No, we're good.
A little dirty, but
Nah, man. It's doing it, brother. Nah, well.
Y'all fault, man. Y'all fault. It's y'all fault. Y'all gotta stop doing that, man. Y'all got him in a fucked up situation. Y'all shouldn't have did that to that man. Y'all should not have did that. He said y'all out here taking this cheap freight, and that's why he's his home and his truck. Cause y'all see that? See everything Big Mark been talking about? They say, Mark, you don't know. You can't. See, Alex, Mr. Mother Trucker, he's a mover. He comes from a specialized lane in trucking, household goods, like me. Alex, from my assessment, he's not no fool. He's just not transparent. He wasn't. I seen what you said. When he's conducting the interview. Well, you know what? Once you got this huge platform, there's other people that are watching it that are in this industry who are ignorant, who's just gonna side with him because you're pandering for him. He's a good guy. And that the lesson of why he's in this situation isn't being taught because there was no transparency there. There was no honesty there. So then now you got other guys that are steady placing the blame on other guys for their fucked up decision. That's why I'm like, yo, he bogus for that. Because you got 37,000 people, which majority of them are truckers, are looking at this, consuming this, and it's misleading on why he's in that situation. Phone line is open, 312-772-5483, man. I'm gonna put the timer on, bro. You can't make this shit up, big dog. Mark gonna always keep it a buck with you, man. He gonna always keep it a buck with you. This example, it just fits so perfectly with the lecture today. Fits so perfectly. Fits so perfectly. People are in the situations based on their decisions, choices and decisions. Market, people, nothing to do with the results that he got. The results that he got were from his own choices and decisions, not the market, not what you take. The rates you take has not. He's saying it is, but it's not true. Don't listen to that. 312-772-5483, man. The phone lines is open. The doors are open, man. I don't know, bro. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I can't do field interview. Like that field interview shit, then they'd be done. Dude would have been mad. He would have kicked me up out that bad boy. He would have said, man, get out of here, bro. I'm trying to cope. I'm making up reasons to cope right now. I'm blaming it on the truckers. I'm blaming it on the economy. I'm blaming it on these people. I'm trying to blame it on people to cope. And you sitting up here telling me some shit that I don't want to hear. That's the truth. Man, get out my truck. He would have kicked me out. You know, Big Mark, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I couldn't have did it. You know, Big Mark gonna look right over at him, be like, man. As soon as he would have been like, man, these guys are on here taking this shit, Big Mark would have looked over like, what? What are you talking about, bro? That ain't the reason why you fucked up. What are you talking about, Mark? Bro, come on now, bro. Come on, bro. Look at this shit, bro. You got the lowrider Kenworth, bro. You done went and dropped it, got the suspension lowered, all type of shit. You done chromed this bitch out. You got quitted leather headliner, pop-out radio, digital dash. You done leathered the whole dash. You got custom seats. You done tinted the windows and chromed the bitch everywhere. You just, this is $400,000 or $500,000, bro. How much your house costs? Mark, what does that got to do with everything? Bro, how much your crib costs, bro? I got a modest house, $150,000. Your truck costs more than your house. Your truck payment is more than your house note. Is that practical? What are you talking about, Mark? That's not practical, bro. You can't even afford to rob from the sustainability of the business to pay your house note. That's why your mortgage is behind. I'm not finna sit up here next to you and let you just think this bullshit, bro. You need some straightening, bro, so that this shit don't happen again, bro. You coping right now. And bro, that ain't solid, bro. Somebody got to tell you the truth. The reason why you in this situation because you ain't got no real people around you to tell you the truth. Now, you may not like me. You may be upset with me for a little bit for telling you the truth. But I got to tell you the truth, bro. This is where all your money going. You might as well just move your family in here. Come on, Mark. You know I can't do that. But, bro, that's the truth, man. I'm not finna sit up here and bullshit with you. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and end this interview right now, bro. I'm going to go ahead and end this interview right now, bro. You got to get your shit together, make better choices and decisions. I don't know, you may not be able to get out of this, but my advice would be take whatever money you got, pay your home, right? You need a place to lay your head. You say you got kids. Fuck this shit. You probably ain't going to be able to come from under this because based off my understanding of the economy, this shit only going to get worse. And it's going to be hard to come back. If you behind on all this shit, the truck and the house, take whatever you got, pay the house so your family can still have some stability. Man, you probably going to have to come tell them to come get this bitch. And you going to have to go be a company driver, bro. Mark, get the fuck out of my truck. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. No pressure. No pressure, big dog. I just have to be the one to tell you the truth, bro. Wish you the best. That's how that would have went. That's how I would have went if I was in the truck, bro. I just, yeah, that's how I would have went. Yeah. That's why they be mad at the big Mark. They be mad at Big Mark because Big Mark just be telling the truth, calling it out. The math got a math, bro. It don't got nothing to do with nothing else. Just math. Just math, bro. Like these people. I know a buddy, man. I ain't gonna lie. Went and spent all this money on the wedding, bro. To impress her family. Went broke for a wedding. Could have did a nice, modest little wedding. Just modest, man. You know, sometimes people, you got to do what you can afford, bro. Wanted to impress the family, her family. I kid you not, bro. Broke himself on the wedding. The honeymoon was paid for. The money that the wedding made, it just wasn't enough to recoup. They still had invoices for the wedding. That the money that came in for the wedding went to the invoices. I never forget it. I got a call. They're away, London, honeymoon. It was like on a honeymoon tour. I think they went to London, Paris. Was gone for a few weeks. And it was that whisper. When I answered, I'm like, what you call? It was that whisper hello. You know that whisper hello? You already know when you get that, when you be like, hello, because you regular. You on your regular day. What the fuck, buddy? Supposed to be on this honeymoon. What up? Hey, what's up? What's up? Where you at? Who around you right now? When you get that, you already know what it is. You already know what it is. I'm like, damn, what the fuck you whispering for? Man, where you at right now? What you mean where I'm at? I'm at the crib. Man, Joe, hey, they robbed me out here. Oh, I said they robbed you? Who robbed you? You know, they pickpocketed me. They pickpocketed you. Yeah, you know the pickpocketing is a big thing over here. I said, well, I wouldn't know. I never been. Yeah, they pickpocketed me. So I'm like, well, what you gonna do? I said, what you gonna do? You dig what I'm saying? I ain't just volunteering nothing. I mean, he cool, but he ain't like one of the guys. He like somebody I know throw somebody one of the guys. Like, he ain't the guy that if we kicking it, I'm gonna get on the phone like, man, this is where we at tonight type shit. It's like one of the guys that direct contact one of his guys, and he just tag along. So you dig what I'm saying? So I said, so what you gonna do? He said, man, I ain't, I'm fucked up, man. I'm like, well, why don't you call so-and-so? No, I don't want them to know. I don't want them to know. That's why I'm calling you, man. You can't tell nobody. You can't tell nobody. Can't tell nobody. Definitely can't tell this person. So in my head, I'm like, why not? I said, man, can you just go to Western Union and wire me $1,500 and I'm going to give it back to you when I get back to Chicago. The reason why he didn't want me to let people know is because he had already borrowed money from them too. He was already in a fucked up situation. So he's hitting people with different storylines to get money out of each individual person to, appease the situation. But he don't want everybody to know that he's hitting up people at different times throughout this process. Because once people get to talking, then it's going to get shut down. He don't want motherfuckers to know that he don't got it. He spent all his money. we was already telling boy, your ass is this. You shouldn't. This wedding is too much, bro. The ring he bought was too much. But I ain't never spending that much money on no diamond ring he bought, bro. That nigga spent $70,000 on a wedding, bro. No, he cleaned everything out. It's like 60, 70,000, bro. 25 on the ring. It wasn't for him. It wasn't for his family. It was for her family. I couldn't tell his brother. Brother was one of my homies. He said, man, don't mention it to him. He didn't want nobody to know. Me, I stop what I'm doing. I go to the currency exchange. I wired a $1,500. He paid me back. But this is just another example of living beyond your means. You know, a lot of people don't know how to say no. A lot of people just don't know how to accept reality for what it is. Yo, this is all we can afford. A lot of people get in situations in relationships where they may be financially disciplined, but they partner ain't. And then they partner pressure them. And then that put that stress on that person because they doing the math. Yo, we can't afford this. A lot of people get fucked up out here like that, bro. Yeah, Big Mark went to the currency exchange and sent them the money, man. Shit crazy, bro. Shit crazy, bro, man. But the phone lines is open, man. I'm gonna let the timer. Said, who's he marrying? Megan Good? Nah, man, not Megan Good. She was decent though. But see, here's the thing: her family come from money. Her family came from money, so it was to appease her family. It was to appease her family, just for the look. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I don't know, bro. I don't know. And then after that, I watched his, he was used to, being a fly guy, nice whips and shit like that. After that, he went to like a economy car, bro. Yeah, he never had a fly whip again, bro. Never had a fly whip again. Damn. I'm just thinking about that. Like, damn, bro, that was, bro. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he paid me back. He paid me back. I wasn't worried about the payback. I knew he was gonna pay me back because he was an individual that he a money getter. He a money getter. So, he a money getter. So I wasn't worried about it. He wasn't a person that couldn't get to a bag. So some people get in these fucked up situations. Motherfuckers get into jams all the time. But that jam was to appease somebody else. And yeah, man. So yeah, man. If you spend that much on the ring, it's no wedding. We going to the courthouse. Yeah. Yep. If I get married, I'm doing a destination wedding. I'm gonna be a destination. Find me an island. Go there. Nobody calling up today? That's what's up. That's what's up. Somebody called me as soon as I ended the show yesterday 5 times, bro. Like once I end the show, it's a wrap. Once I hit that end button, it's a rip. Somebody called me from a 443 number yesterday 5 times after I ended the live stream. I didn't answer because it was over with. Shit. Somebody called from a 443 number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Yeah. All right, so let me see. Man, bro, my stomach is the hell, bro. And man, them black eyed peas yesterday was good too. Black eyed peas, baked chicken, sweet potatoes, hot water cornbread. I don't know if it was turnip or collard greens. Man, bro. Went over there, ate, kicked it with the OG for a while, a couple hours, chilled. Hollered at her, spent time with her. You dig? He said he did it for the, Nah, he didn't do it for the gram. He did it for her family. For the look, for her family. So it was all for her family. For the look, they came from a bag. So he felt he had to, appease them. Me personally, I'm not appeasing nobody. I am who I am. You get what you get. I'm gonna do the best I can do. If $100,000, damn near $100,000 ain't in the budget for a wedding, then it's just not in the budget. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put myself in a fucked up situation to appease a bunch of motherfuckers who I just met. Hello? Yo, hello?
Yeah. Hello?
Yo, what up? What that?
Hey, Mark, it's Ramiz from St. Louis. We spoke about like a couple of weeks ago, I think.
You said what's your name again?
Ramiz.
Ramiz? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm planning on buying a box truck this year, and I was just hoping to see what your input is. If I should go with a Freightliner or International. Should I be looking to get a lift gate? Should I not be looking to get a lift gate? Should I get a ramp? Am I really going to be losing potential customers not getting the lift gate? Or is that just a small percentage where I shouldn't focus too much on buying my first truck with a lift gate?
What are you planning on doing again? I don't remember.
OTR.
Right,
Starting with.
I want to get a lift gate. Lift gate gives you more options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You think that I will have a lot of opportunities to have hands-on with the freight?
You can. I mean, more options, the better. More opportunities. More options, more opportunities.
Okay. And what do you think about the International versus the Freightliner? Because I do notice I could get a lot better of a deal as far as
national,
mileage
right?
with an International, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, me personally, but if you are, then you gotta find what suits your fancy. If I had to pick between the two, me personally, I would pick a Freightliner.
Hey.
Yeah.
I noticed the price difference could be like upwards of like $5,000-$10,000 difference for the same mileage in year.
Where are you looking?
Facebook Marketplace. I started off with that, and I found Richie's recently. I was looking on there at the sold auctions, and every time I see a Freightliner, it's a bit more expensive than international.
Look at one of these fleet truck rental. Look on their websites too.
Like Ryder,
Penske, Enterprise. Were you buying cash, or you looking to? How are you trying to do this?
Yeah, I was hoping to get something for like 20 if I can.
Well, they got shit on there for 20, but you know but just know when you're buying off Facebook Market and shit like that, you know you got to have a little paper on the side for whatever you're gonna have to put into it. Make sure you take a mechanic with you, or send a company over there to diagnose the truck too, and send you the inspection report on it.
Yeah, see, I'm hoping to have a little more luck with the Richies. They seem a little more.
That's an auction though, bro. That's an auction, so you understand, right?
Yeah, I'd be bidding on a truck.
Okay.
Sight unseen. I get that part, but I went to go check out the truck locally, and man, did have a lot of work, and dude was just firm on the price, even though I explained to him it needed a lot of work. The wheel seals were out, it needed brakes, the tires were basically gone, and I don't know. People seem to be stubborn locally, but
well, I mean, if they're not willing to budge, that means they're not desperate to sell the truck.
Yeah, that was December, so I figured if there was time for people to be desperate, it'd be December, but yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, a person who's looking to sell, if they're firm, then that means they're not that desperate, you know. So, you know, yeah.
Do you have any insight as to where I should be looking other than the Ryder and Penske you said?
Do you look on Commercial Truck Trader?
I did not.
Yeah, look on there.
Do you think the prices are fair on there? I just don't want to end up spending too much or getting something where I need to put in like 10 grand right after buying it.
Well, see, here's the thing. That's why you want to invest in the proper diagnosis. You want to have someone that understands trucks, diagnose it. They know what to look for. They know how to test drive it. They can hear things and tell things that you can't tell. That's why you want to take some. Every truck I ever bought used, I took somebody.
Okay.
Every single one. I never bought no truck in the blind, and that's why I never had any issues. I only had an issue with one truck, and that was electrical issues, and it turned out to be the junction box. And
what was that on?
The junction box. It just kept having electrical issues. The lights, you know, all the lights just kept going out and shit. None of the lights would work, and they would work, and then they wouldn't work. It was just the junction box.
Is that a Freightliner or International? That you
No, this was on a C. This is all older GMC, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see almost everyone I see on the road either has an International or a Freightliner. That's why I'd start there. All right, but I appreciate your time, man. I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate the input. I'm gonna keep you posted, though. You know, I made some progress since I last spoke to you, but I plan to call you, you know, every step of the way here as the months roll by.
What's your name again?
Ramiz, Ramiz, out of St. Louis.
Ramiz out of St. Louis.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
brother.
All right, bro. Take it easy, Mark.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
You know, I said I'm going to not do this year, bro. I'm not going to do it this year. I realized I'm not debating anybody anymore. I'm not going to do it. When it comes to creators, I'm not doing it no more. Not even debating, not even like having like tough conversations, bro. I realize I can't get my word off, and then these people they go on a tirade to like, and to me this shit is just over with. But My viewpoints on things are based on my experience and things like that. Me, I don't care about a lot of shit like that, bro. I don't. I tell you guys this all the time. I don't. If it doesn't affect me directly, I may give you my thoughts on it, and that's about it. If it don't affect me directly, I give 2 fucks on everything I love. I really don't give a fuck. So I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna go to the people that need to hear it. I don't care what the fuck is going on in Minnesota, to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck about them daycares. I don't give a fuck about them people that's in them daycares. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit because it don't affect me directly. Doesn't. If I see something, I critique it, my thoughts, that's it. Don't bother me. I say what I say and it's over with. I don't care. I'm not like a right or a left person. I'm a mark person. I do things that are in my best interest. First. Right? But I just don't consume myself with shit that don't affect me directly. So. You say you wonder if he knows Great Polo? Probably not. Probably not. You say you get all your trucks from Enterprise? Self-preservation, exactly. I'm focused on me first. Me first. I think a lot of people, when I've learned as I navigate through this content creation space, as it pertains to like individuals and even other creators, there's just differences of opinion based on upbringing, walks of life. I think, and this is go back to like what I said in the monologue earlier, and I'm gonna get out of here. It was a situation in the Discord a few days ago where Rich jumped in and Rich had to explain somebody. Then when I got the opportunity, we were trying to explain to somebody like, yo, what you did, can't do that. We don't operate like that. Like we stand on like principles of integrity and morals and standards. No, you can't come in here and think you're gonna manipulate a situation. And it took us a while to get him to understand that. And granted, me and Rich from the same place, but eventually it took us a while for him to, and I don't want to go into specifics. The people that was in the Discord that day, they get it. But this motherfucker is in the market. So he got to understand how to move in the market and how to move when he come in here and you have a conversation with people. You can't use, if I'm spending my time and this setting is here, even without me being there to give you information or help you or have conversations or whatever, you got to just keep it a buck. You can't dance and shit. But then even like yesterday, like I'm trying to explain shit from my viewpoint and people want you to understand from their viewpoint. I respect people's viewpoints, but then I also understand that people don't see things the way I see them. I look at things from my point of view based off my experiences and my upbringings and my eye. From a book smart and from street smart, I could look at something and call it for what it is. I don't need no proof. I don't need it. I can look at it. These senses and these qualities and these traits, It's what helps me navigate through life. Certain people who come from different walks of life are able to navigate and see things that other people can't see. A lot of people just don't understand that. It's certain like animals out here that come from different parts of the wild, and they have certain senses that other ones don't. An alley cat gonna move different than a domesticated cat, a house cat. This is going over some people's heads. I know. Trust me, I know. An alley cat moving different from a cat that's in the house. If you put a house a cat that's domesticated, that's been a house cat since day one, and he get lost and he become an alley cat, it's gonna take him a little while to understand how to fend. Versus that alley cat that's been out in them streets. This is facts. So I could look at a situation and call it for what it is. But when I talk to certain people who don't come from where I come from, or don't come from a certain type of walk of life, or come from a different upbringing, they don't understand it. See, me, I understand what, I understand coming from different places. I understand that, bro. But for what? It always happens, bro. And this is why I say I cannot do this shit no more, bro. I could look at a place and, yo, that's Bodine. Mark, what's Bodine? That's the point right there. I could look at a place and be like, it's bogus. I could look at a place and tell you everything was going on inside and never stepped a foot inside. On everything I love. I could take you to a place right now that look like it's abandoned and it's a full gambling operation. I could take you to a spot right now that look like it's been dormant for years and it's a full bar. Look better than a club that's open with a license on the inside, decked and everything. I could look at a place and know there's some shit going on in there that shouldn't be going on there just by my sense of awareness, situational awareness, just understanding my environment. I could look at indicators and just be like, yo, they on bullshit over there. And be right. If not 100%, 99%. I could look at a motherfucker and tell they on bullshit. You might not be able to. I've been at a red light. I swear for God on everything I love. On a multitude of times. Dude finna rob them right there. Swear for God, everything I love. Sitting at a red light, see Buddy walking, see a person right there, Buddy finna rob them. I swear for God on everything I love. I was on 92nd and Cottage. Where's that currency exchange? Used to be right there. It was at 93rd and Cottage. I'm sitting at the red light, finna bust a left on 93rd. I see dude standing on the side of the goddamn currency exchange. I could just tell by his energy. Soon as the old lady walk out, man, he grabbed her, snatched her purse, started speed walking away. Old lady trying to catch up with him. He wasn't aggressive with her. He didn't go upside her head. He was a strong arm. He didn't want to hurt her. But I sensed it my street smarts kicked in just by observing. I knew dude was on bullshit. As soon as the lady came out, he robbed her. Well, Mark, why you didn't get involved? It wasn't none of my business. He didn't put no gun to it. It was a strong arm. She gonna be all right. If I would have went over there and got the tussling, it could have went one way or the other for what? A $400-500 SSI check? Because he wouldn't have been me. I'm a man. I'm coming over there. He would have had to get aggressive. I'm going to have to get aggressive. It ain't going to go good for one of us. And it might have not just been my day to be a hero for a $400-500 SSI check. The point that I'm trying to make is I have instincts based on upbringing in specific environment. I don't draw how other people draw that may not come from this. So I just can't go back and forth with I know it's just, just can't do it no more, bro. If I see something on the news or whatever, and I'm looking at certain things that I can look at and yeah, it's bogus. I don't need to go look for the like I'm gonna call it what it is. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. It's some shit that we got that other people don't got. I'm not gonna go look at. I don't have to go look for the black and white of it. I may not have time to go look for it. It could be the survivor. I may not have time to go look for the black. This the whole point. It goes beyond just looking at a structure and saying, yo, it's some bullshit going on there. Survival, and sense of awareness. I remember I was coming from the yard one day. Everything I love. I'm uniformed up. I wear my uniform to work every day. I want to fit in with the guys, man. I'm not bigger than the program. I stopped at the Walgreens. I went to see Mama. I went to the Walgreens on 87th and Stony. I parked. I'm in the big boy that day. I see Buddy coming from an angle. I'm finna go in. My throat a little scratchy, man. I'm finna get some Theraflu or something. It's like 10 at night. I park. The door right here, boom. I park right here, back in. I'm coming up. Buddy coming from an angle. Buddy on bullshit. I already know Buddy on bullshit. I already reached. I'm already clutching. Fuck you coming to me walking 100 miles an hour on an angle for? You trying to pin me in because the wall right here. Fuck wrong with you? Mel, you got the time? I already know what it is. What the fuck you mean, bro? You got a fucking cell phone in your hand. A sense of awareness. I don't need to, the Buddy, man, well, Buddy is probably coming. I don't know why Buddy, maybe he wants to be my friend or some shit. No, Buddy finna try to rob me. He think I'm a goofy. I got the fucking, the blue uniform on with the blue, with my blue, goddamn it, hoodie company, my blue Dickies on with my steel toes. I look like a goofy, a working goofy man. You ain't gonna say nothing wrong with being a working goofy man, but to the stick up man, nigga, use a stain. So this is how they looking at you. I already know. I'm not thinking he finna walk up to me and want to be my friend. What time is it? Nigga, I already know why you asking me what time it is. You got a fucking phone right in front, in your hand. I see the fucking phone. Bro, so I already give myself up, man, bro, I don't know. What you mean you don't know? A motherfucker who want the time, what you mean? What you mean? What you mean? You don't know. By this time, I'm in the doorway. He follow me in. I pull out on this bitch ass. Man, get the fuck away from me. I didn't wait. I swear for God on everything I love. Man, get the fuck away. What the fuck you following me for about the time? I told you I don't got the time. I don't got it. Get the fuck away from me, bro. I ain't on that. My throat scratchy. I ain't feeling too goddamn good. It's been a long day. I'm finna go in here and get some Theraflu. Now, mind you, he got the fuck on. He said, all right, you got it. Now, mind you, I'm like, shit, I gotta get up out this bitch. Shit, I done gave this nigga the leverage now because I gotta walk about this bitch. So now I ain't gonna lie, I ain't saying I'm fucking Superman. I go get the Theraflu, but the whole time I'm like, God damn, I gotta leave about this bitch. He could be on this side of the building. He could be in the cut on this side because the doorway is going like that. Fuck it, bro. It is what it is at this point. I pay, and I'm just ready. By the grace of God, he went on about his business. But just understanding your environment, your situational awareness, things that your environment has taught you that a person who may not have grown up in your environment, they may not be able to sense these things. I can't have these debates with people from different, we can be cool, we can have regular conversations, but my outlook and their outlook is we're never gonna be able to have a conversation where we're gonna be able to come to resolve because we look at it, I don't give a fuck about that other shit. I don't got time to, worry if a motherfucker, like, I'm profiling like a motherfucker, man. Straight up. I'm profiling like a motherfucker. You know why? That's what's gonna keep your black ass alive. I'm profiling the individual. I'm profiling, man, shit. Come on, we going out tonight. Let me give you a sense from a building perspective. We going out tonight. I don't know where we going. I'm just along for the ride. We pull up. Oh, hell no, I ain't going in there. Hell no, why? Man, I ain't going in there. Man, you judging it before you went in. You motherfucking right. I could tell what's going on in there or what's going to happen in there. Nah, you thinking negative. Man, look. Man, I see who outside. I see who waiting to get in this bitch. I ain't going in there. Not tonight. But you judging the place based off of, you goddamn right. This is my senses and my experience and my awareness and my street smarts and everything from growing up in a specific environment. These are good characteristics to keep my black ass alive. Fuck are we talking about, bro? I don't want to have these conversations with middle Americans no more, bro. Because we never going to see things on the same. We were brought up different. We look at things different, and that's okay. The problem is people, they just don't understand. Yo, we were brought up different, so we assess things differently. And that's the only thing I be trying to tell. Me and Kirk used to have these back and forth with the same things. It's just different, come from different walks of life, different upbringings. We assess things different. And it doesn't mean that your assessment is wrong or right. My assessment is wrong or right. We assess things differently. A motherfucker say, man, I hear motherfuckers say all the time, yo, police ain't gonna stop you unless you doing something wrong. That's a motherfucking lie, bro. You know how many times I've been stopped in my 20s and 30s, bro, by police on dummy? When Jody Weiss was the fucking superintendent of police and they just had that stop and frisk shit, man, I got stopped so many times, bro, for no reason. Bro, I've been stopped a multitude of times just parallel parking at home in front of my mama crib, bro. Parallel parking. Motherfucker pull up, look, get out the car. Fuck you doing? What are you doing right here? Motherfucker, I live right here. Get out the car. Spread them. Illegal search. Why y'all searching me? Shut the fuck up. No. You had to be doing something. Different walks of life. It's people that never experienced that, so they assume that police ain't gonna fuck with you if you ain't doing nothing wrong. I remember police pulled me over. It was me and two of my buddies. We were headed downtown. We was about to hop on Lakeshore Drive. We coming up Jeffrey. Stopped me, illegal search, no reason. They just pulled us out the car, searched my car, and stole one of my CDs. I can't make this up. They didn't have no reason to stop me. Just stop me because you just assumed I had something in the car. Didn't. Tossed the fucking car and stole one of my goddamn CDs. Now, a motherfucker from a different walk of life. No, that's not true. The police wouldn't do that. They have to have probable cause to stop you and search your vehicle. They just can't do it. It's illegal. It is illegal. It don't stop the motherfuckers from doing it. Don't happen where you from. Happens where I'm from. You want to know why we don't fuck with the police, bro? I'm gonna tell you why. Oh yeah, I'm on that shit now because motherfuckers just don't know how to leave shit alone. Because you could be the victim and call the police and get treated like you the motherfucking the criminal. Happened to me one time, right? Driving, motherfucker rear end me, drunk driver. I need your insurance, bro. I need your insurance. You know, this is not a situation. This is a situation of a car crash. He rear-ended me. I'm sitting at a red light. This nigga run into the back of me. Not much damage. But man, he fucked up. Now I have to make a decision, bro. I need his shit, bro. He fucked up. Do I let this nigga go and kill somebody? I call the police, bro. Yeah, I call the police. 2 cars roll up. 2 white guys in one car, older, tenured police officers. 2 younger guys pull up in another car, 2 Hispanics, 2 young Hispanics. Now, I'm finna go somewhere, so don't get offended. The Hispanic cops in my market, they don't like us. The older white cops in my market, they tolerate us. They on their way out. They're about to retire. You'll see a lot of the older white cops here in Chicago. You'll see them on the beat puffing a big ass cigar. They well over $100,000. They ain't trying to get involved in nothing. They done, you know, the way they used to get down back in the day, they can't get down no more like that. They done did all they shit. They done made it, bro. They on their way out. They might have 3 or 4 more years. You see them puffing big fat cigars, leaning on their police car downtown Chicago, checking out the Reynolds, walking by. They chilling. It's the tough motherfucking Hispanic guys. Super tough. Now, I'm the motherfucker who called. This nigga done ran into my beautiful sedan. My beautiful sedan. The 2 older white cops, they doing the report. They clearly see Buddy ass drunk. They already first ones on the scene. Here come these 2 punk motherfuckers, young. The motherfucker one come up, he just staring at me. Fuck you looking at like that? Nigga, I'm the plaintiff here. I'm the victim. Nigga ran into me. I'm thinking he looking at somebody else. He looking at me. Oh, hey man, what's up? What's going on here? Bro, they already got it under control. Man, I'm talking to you, man. Bro, they got it under control, bro. What do you mean? I'm the person who called. And man, just now the white guy, because this guy's getting aggressive with me. The old white tenured cop had to get in his face and check him. Like, I was surprised the white guy kind of stood up for me like that. But he got in his face and checked him and told him to check himself. I didn't do anything wrong, bro. Is you just because I'm a young black nigga with an expensive ass car? I'm the person who possibly prevented a drunken driver from killing somebody. He ran into me. Maybe it was God making him run into me, which could have prevented him from killing a kid crossing the street. Anything. But his hatred, either for a young black motherfucker or a motherfucker who see young getting money, he's judging me based on the car I'm driving. Not knowing at this point, I'm nasty bagging it. He judging me. He's jealous, he's envious, or he's just racist, or he's a combination of both. But now, a person who comes from a different walk of life, no, Mark, it had to be something that you did to make him want to do that. It had to be. There's no way. Police don't just do things like that. They don't do things like that. Police isn't just going to mess with you for no reason. They're here to serve and protect. They're here for your best interest. They only treat people like that are bad guys. So you'll get into an argument or you'll get into a debate with a motherfucker who come from another walk of life, and they'll tell you and go back and forth with you. And these are things that you experience. These are characteristics, these are qualities that you get based on your experience, based on your environment, bro. So, for me going forward, as it pertains to, conversations, debates, I'm not doing it anymore with people who come from just not. You got to have some type of urban in you. Especially as it pertains to, assessing things from a certain perspective. Like if we are just come from two different places, we'll never be able to have a cohesive conversation. Because the way that I'm going into something, the way they're going into something, they're going into it from a technical, I'm going into it from a situational survival, being able to read the room. I go into it from that. Every day when I walk out the door, that's what I'm on. Those instincts kick in. I'm profiling, I'm judging, I'm doing all that. From a person to a building to everything. So no more back and forth with Middle American. And there's nothing wrong with being a Middle American. There's nothing wrong with it. But I've tried to have conversations and I never can talk And it's always because we don't see things the same. We have different life experiences. Come from different places. You can't have a conversation. You know, when everything has been by the book, motherfuckers, and shit ain't been by the book. Sometimes you don't have a chance to go by the book as it pertains to navigating out here. We not talking about business. This is a real conversation. This is a real conversation. I'm just not doing it no more. Going forward, content creator got to have some level of ism so that we can have a conversation. They got to have it. You too far, just, you know, I'm trying to choose my words, you know, if you just, you know, somebody help me with the word. Whoever was in the Discord last night, give me a word. What's the word? If you not like, give me a word. Somebody give me a word, please, because my brain is fatigued now. If you're not, I need a good word. No, not complacent. No, not complacent. Culturally aware. I like that. Naive. I like that too. I like both of them words. I like that. Culturally aware. I like that. And you understand the differences in culture. Yeah, I can't do it. See, I understand the differences in culture. I understand when I'm talking to a middle American, they not going to get it. And that's why I don't put too much effort in trying to get them to get it, because it's going to take too much time and they still ain't going to get it because they ain't lived it. That's not real. That's not realistic to them. It's not real life for them. So they're going to continue to believe that fat meat ain't greasy because in their neck of the woods, fat meat ain't greasy probably. But what I find is they don't want to accept the differences of culture. When somebody's telling them something, they just don't believe it because it don't happen where they at. So it's just, oblivious. That's a good word too. So I ain't doing it no more, bro. Straight up, man. For real. It's a wrap for that shit, bro. We're not doing that shit no more. I don't know why you keep getting timed out. You're not getting timed out. I don't see no timeouts for you. Hold on. Let's see. So, Patriot. Let me see before I get out of here. Channel activity. No timeouts for you, sir. And I can show you on the screen. Nobody's timed you out. Nobody has timed you out. Nobody's timed you out. See right here? Soul Patriots over the course of the last year, deleted messages, none. Timeouts, none. Hides, none. I don't know. That's something that's going on with you. That's something that's going on with you, pimp. Excuse me. Man, bro, I got be street smart too, but I wanted to use more of a because that's what's known don't need to be explained. That right there was known don't need to be explained. You see what I'm saying? Then when you say that to people, you know, they get offended. You know what I'm saying? They get offended when you say that. You dig what I'm saying? So I try not to say that. I try to be a little bit more politically correct than saying, yo, you're not street smart, bro. You don't got street smarts. So that's why you don't understand what I'm saying, or this is why you don't understand what we saying. We saying we can say this because we got street smarts. We can see shit from a different sense of awareness that you might not have due to you not being in environments or growing up in environments or living in environments that give you that and that warrants that. So I try to be a little bit politically correct, bro, but you know. Mark, did you check out the coming stock? Nah, I haven't checked it out. I know the stock market ripped today, so stock market was ripping earlier. All right, man. I think I did what I needed to do. I said what I needed to say. I think I'm gonna be done with that. And I don't know, maybe I'll do a live stream tomorrow or Sunday. Sunday, I know I got some running around to do. Monday, I got contractors coming in here. So if you don't see me Monday, that's why I'll try to figure out how I'm going to navigate around construction for probably the next 2 weeks. So, yeah. All right. If you don't have street smarts by now, good luck out here in these YNs. But see, here's the thing, so Patriots, not everybody is in an environment where they have to have those smarts. Some people grow up in middle America, they stay in middle America, and they're not in environments where they have to, you know, have that. You know, when you grow up in that, you born into it. So as you grow, you it's just innate. All right, a person who navigates from, let's say, middle America to, let's say, an urban environment for work later on in life, yeah, they're going to have to get some, right, for survival. Yo, you're going to take public transportation, you're going to take the train, man, clutch your purse. Motherfucker come ask you what time it is, ask you, do you got some change so they can get on the bus, ask you, do you got a light, shit like that. We know motherfucker finna rob you. Motherfucker ask you for no light. That's just a tactic to get you off your square so they can go ahead and hit you with the thwink, get that up out you. You dig? But a motherfucker who come from middle America, they ain't finna know that shit, right? So those individuals have to learn either from being a stain once or twice to get on their square, or, you know, get somebody that's from that to navigate them. And, yo, clutch your purse, man. If you a woman, don't wear your purse on your shoulder. Get a cross body, get to cross you so a motherfucker can't snatch and run. Shit like that. Motherfucker from middle America don't know that shit. Just little things like that. You see what I'm saying? So not everybody has to have it, especially not in an environment. But yeah, you know, a lot of people, when you having conversations online, and this is one thing that being in this space has taught me, it's put me in a situation where I'm having conversations with people from different walks of life that I've never had conversations with because they're not in my environment. Different ethnicities that I talk to are in my environment. We have similarities in the way we look at things, right? So it don't have nothing to do with the ethnicity. It has more so to do with the environment, right? Being in this space has presented me with the opportunity to talk to people from way different walks of life than I've never talked to people from different walks of life. You know, I've always talked to people, and I see it's hard to navigate certain conversations because of that, because of the upbringing, the cultural differences, just so many things just weigh in on why those conversations are just hard to navigate. So. Pippi said see that's what I'm saying. Pippi saying she don't need to have a level of street smarts coming from, let's say, my type of environment, nor does she want it, right? She's a person who's visited, let's say, here, and she always talks about her one visit here, how it was just she don't have it, and she says she don't desire it, right? So, not everybody is it's just differences, bro. So I think people can have conversations on things and just agree to maybe disagree, or not even agree to disagree, just understand people approach things and look at things differently. So you said, am I yeah, you are now mainstream at this point, and you get all types of people from different walks of life calling in to get advice. Yeah. I get people from different walks of life, and I and it's interesting to me. It's interesting to me, I've learned. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get out of here. I just want to hit the gym. I've learned, by doing this, that a lot of people are just I think everybody has their own little bubble that they're in. Some people know how to live in a bubble, but then understand that there's other bubbles and other way people think and approach situations that's different. And some people just live in their bubble and they don't take the time to say, you know what, maybe he's approaching this situation or assessing this situation based on this. Some people want to dig and the answers could be right in front of them, but they don't have those street smarts or that sense of awareness or shit like that. And they go and they have to, in order to prove it to them, they have to seek the facts in black and white. I don't have to seek no facts in black and white. I got a sense about myself that I can tell you what it is. I don't need the black and white. I can just look at some shit and say, yo, that shit bogus. But nah, you need proof. I don't need shit. I see the shit. No, it's just, well, don't work like that for you. That shit bogus. And I'm going on about my business. I ain't got time to look for the black and white. I don't give a fuck about that shit. And I proved it. As many times the police done came and fucked with me, they didn't have no reason to fuck with me. Just like they fuck with other people. There's plenty of situations. It's the same shit. It's just when I'm looking at a situation, let's say like a property or building or some shit like that, I could just look at it as a front. It's a front. There's buildings here that I see that have been dilapidated. Motherfucker put a bunch of money, buy it for a dirt cheap, put a bunch of money, build it up. It's a spot. I ain't gonna say the spot here. It used to be a corner, like a little corner store type spot. Motherfucker bought it for dirt cheap, did a full gut rehab, put a patio in it. I can tell they building it to be a bar or a club. Never got a license. Black the windows out. Now you got a full patio. You done put a 6-7 foot gate, privacy fence. The plants are watered. You got plants hanging from the thing, watered. You ain't got a license. You ain't got a liquor license, but you put all this money. You got everything black, but it's maintained. Late Saturday night, it's about 30 cars. Friday night, about 30 cars. Everybody coming through the back. It's an illegal bar operation. Now, you drive past there during the day, I could tell, yo, that's an illegal nightclub. I could tell. I could look at it. It was a spot on 87th right off of Damon about a couple years ago. They was running an illegal club in there. You had to come through the back. Front, all the windows was black. You got to come through the alley. Everybody knew about it. Why the windows black? It's a legal operation. It's a front. It's different ways to tell a front. There's motherfuckers here that's running fronts in their garage. They having fifis in their garage. Full bar, full DJ. Man, it's all types of shit, bro. You just gotta have that. You guys gotta know. But on that note, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm finna hit the gym, man. Catch y'all on the next one, man. I'm out. Peace.